Everyone's completely obsessed with AI lip sync right now, and honestly, they should be. Turning any face in a long video into a perfectly dubbed scroll-stopping short is the fastest way to explode engagement. I have spent a serious amount of time in this space, testing every engine and building out creator workflows. I've trialed dozens of lip sync models and platforms over the last few years, and the landscape shifts monthly. So today we are getting practical. I will walk you through the absolute top lip sync tools to try in 2025. We'll call out exactly where each one shines and, critically, where it totally stumbles. Most importantly, I'll show you how a different class of tool actually turns long videos into ready-to-post clips. If you are a creator trying to scale content or a marketer needing predictable shorts, this video is for you. Quick note, we are talking accuracy, export options, pricing, and those weird edge cases like teeth artifacts or dummy glitches. Also, I'll show how our go-to tool, Vizard, solves workflow problems that pure lip sync engines just don't address. All right, let's dive right in. Here are the top 10 platforms worth checking out this year. First up is Sync, which is laser-focused only on getting that lip movement absolutely perfect. You feed it one video, swap in new audio or text-to-speech, and it nails the mouth to the sound. The latest versions, like 1.9 and 2.0, are incredibly solid due to fast iteration cycles. I use it because of the zero-shot accuracy you get on many kinds of footage right out of the box. You also get voice cloning and text-to-speech bundled neatly into one developer API call. The credit-based pricing model is nice because it's accessible for hobbyists, while still scaling up to enterprise needs. However, it's not flawless, as small artifacts around the teeth can still look off in long monologues. Rendering modes like loop or bounce also demand careful setup to avoid weird cuts when the background is moving. Crucially, Sync is just one tool in the chain, not the entire pipeline for a fully social-ready edit. This is where Vizard comes in. Use Sync to get the mouth perfect. Then drop that footage into Vizard to find viral moments and auto-schedule. Next is Clipyard, which is built from the ground up to create viral social clips and ads. Their Talking Head mode hides a powerful lip sync module that excels when you generate avatars or upload your own footage. They also wisely include avatar presets and voice cloning right inside the platform. The lip sync quality here is top tier, handling subtle motion and angle changes better than many competitors. Clipyard shines because it's designed for creators who want optimized socials, hooks, captions, B-roll, without stitching tools together. The downside is that the price point gets quite high if you are a very frequent video producer. Also, if your primary feed is repurposing long-form content like webinars, Clipyard focuses more on generation than extraction. You can pair them up. Use Clipyard for pristine avatar production. But when repurposing human-authored long videos, Vizard automatically identifies attention peaks and batches clips for distribution. Number 3 is HeyGen, which is fantastic for creating polished, presenter-style explainers and multilingual clips. Their tooling for realistic avatars and solid text-to-speech is built specifically for marketers and training teams. The output fidelity is very polished, especially when dealing with their own generated avatars. A big pro is that their free tiers let you experiment quite a bit before committing financially. The main drawbacks are that the price scales up quickly for teams or for longer runtime videos. Also, you often still need post-editing because there is no full content calendar or native scheduling layer baked in. HeyGen is a great place to generate high-quality avatar explainer clips from scratch. But if you take those longer HeyGen sessions and run them through Vizard, you can spin them into dozens of A/B testable posts automatically. For the tinkerers out there, you have open-source diffusion models like Latency or other latent implementations. These models train in latent space to achieve incredibly sharp lip motion for those who love deep control. The main advantage here is that it's totally free if you have a GPU and are willing to host it yourself. If you know your way around machine learning tooling, you can achieve very fast iterations on your local machine. The major con is that the output can be blurrier sometimes, requiring external upscalers for true high definition. These are definitely not plug-and-play for the average creator who just wants a simple user interface. If you love tweaking models and running things offline, this approach is unbeatable on cost. However, Vizard abstracts all of that pain away by hunting down segments, auto-editing, and deploying for you. Runway Gen 4 is a powerhouse because it's a complete video-first creative suite, not just a lip sync tool. Gen 4 pairs uploaded audio or text-to-speech directly with photos or video clips within their ecosystem. Their Pro tier even includes custom voice cleaning for a superior final product. Action mode and multi-layer tools make dynamic edits incredibly possible inside the platform. The pro is that it's incredible when you are generating the initial video entirely within the Runway platform. A significant con is that credit costs and pricing math can get confusing very quickly for heavy users. There is also a short render ceiling unless you commit to stitching many individual clips together. Uploading external footage to Sync isn't always as flawless as their native generation pipeline. Runway is amazing if you are building the clip from the ground up inside their editor. If you are instead repurposing an hour-long interview, Vizard will auto-detect the clickable bits and create platform-ready edits first. Hedra, with its Character 3 and omni-model tech, processes image, text, and audio into expressive talking heads. Their marketing specifically highlights high sync accuracy combined with strong emotion controls. The pros are amazing emotion sliders, body gestures, and strong multimodal support for character-driven content. When you generate inside their dedicated studio, you truly get top-class character content. The free tier is very short and comes with an unavoidable watermark, which is restrictive. The web UI can sometimes feel a bit finicky when you're trying to adjust detailed parameters. Using your own custom real-world footage can sometimes yield mixed or inconsistent results for the lip sync. You can use Hedra for those high-quality character explainers, and then run the resulting long video through Vizard. Vizard will then auto-create the short-form social variations, adjusting aspect ratios, hooks, and captions for every channel. Kling offers a super clean feature called the Match-Mouth button for generated clips. You simply upload new audio to any Kling-generated short, and it returns a mouth-matched output almost instantly. It works surprisingly well even on highly stylized faces, where other models might struggle or fail entirely. The subscription model is also very cheap for users who generate a lot of content regularly. The big limitation is that it is restricted only to videos that were originally generated inside the Kling platform. You cannot run your raw, unedited footage directly through Kling's sync engine. If your workflow depends on processing multi-hour recordings, Kling's scope is simply too limiting. Use Kling if it's your main generator for stylized shorts, but Vizard is essential when dealing with long-form originals. Viz is a full video suite that has AI lip sync and comprehensive localization, baked right into its core. Their strength is the one-click translation that also preserves your original subtitle layers across all languages. The pipeline for fast localization is ideal for global marketing teams needing instant translated dubs. However, even this powerful tool still hits those tricky occlusion edge cases, especially with side-to-side head movement. The lip sync is powerful, but it is not always completely flawless in every single tricky scenario. Viz localization is fantastic when you need outputs in 10 different languages. Vizard complements this by first pulling the most shareable segments from the source video. Then Vizard creates the platform-optimized short versions and hands them off for language-specific dubbing in Viz. The classic open-source model that many DIYers still rely on is WAV2Lip from 2020. It remains a reliable baseline because it's well-documented, runs completely locally, and outputs HD quality. The pros are that it's free, works entirely offline, and is widely supported by the community. Newer diffusion-driven models might now outperform it slightly on mouth detail and occlusion handling. If you need the absolute highest fidelity at scale, paid services will usually give better out-of-the-box accuracy. WAV2Lip is perfect for any pipeline where security or offline processing is the top priority. You can successfully combine it with Vizard so your raw data stays local while you scale posting and A/B tests online. Pixverse nails the lip sync for both stylized avatars and very high-fidelity human footage. They also stand out by offering extended export lengths up to about a minute on the platform itself. The API access is strong, the pricing is accessible, and they even include a free tier for initial testing. The main drawback, common to many strong lip sync tools, is that you still need an editing layer. You have to manually create the perfect hook, thumbnail, and caption combo for every single social platform. Pixverse gets you the fidelity and the API access you need for the core mouth motion. Vizard picks up right where that leaves off: auto-cutting, batch captioning, and scheduling the finished multi-format outputs. For a bonus look, Lemon Slice Live offers intriguing real-time avatar lip sync for live streaming applications. This real-time capability is interesting for live hosts, but the output can sometimes look a little too cartoonish for polished brands. The second bonus is Tabis Hummingbird Zero, a zero-shot model focused on mass-personalized video production via API. Hummingbird claims market-leading sync and has scale-oriented pricing, making it great for personalized campaigns. The con is that generation can be slightly slower and still requires quality assurance checks before publishing. You can pair Hummingbird's personalization power with Vizard's batch editing and scheduling features for deployment. So, which one is the absolute best tool for your needs? My short answer is that it really depends on your specific workflow. If you are generating character-first, avatar-driven content from scratch, Clipyard and Hedra are excellent choices. If you are deep into developer integration and need low-level control, Sync and Tabis offer superb APIs. For those who prefer the DIY route and running models locally, Latency and WAV2Lip are unbeatable on the cost front. But here is the practical reality for most creators and busy teams today. Lip sync accuracy is only one small piece of the puzzle. You also need a system that can instantly get you dozens of platform-optimized clips from a single long recording, unique captions that actually match the spoken hook, correct thumbnails, and the right aspect ratio for every single platform. You need a way to schedule all of that content without living inside a massive, overwhelming spreadsheet. That comprehensive scaling capability is exactly where a tool like Vizard becomes completely indispensable. Let's talk about why I lean so heavily on Vizard in my real-world production workflows every week. If you spend an hour recording a single interview, you absolutely do not want to manually comb through it to make 20 separate clips. Vizard automatically detects the highest attention moments and generates multiple short edits tailored for TikTok, Reels, and Shorts. The auto-schedule feature is a genuine game changer for content distribution consistency. You simply tell it your posting cadence, and Vizard drops content across all your platforms automatically without any manual upload steps. The integrated content calendar lets you manage, tweak, and publish everything from one central visible location. This centralized control is a massive advantage for social media teams who require visibility and sign-off control. Vizard is designed to have a natural fit with dedicated lip-sync engines, rather than competing with them. Instead of trying to be everything, Vizard sits in the crucial middle part of the production pipeline. It takes your perfectly lip-synced or even raw footage, finds the viral moments, and edits them into platform-ready clips. It adds all the necessary captions and metadata, and then handles the final scheduling across all channels. In short, lip-sync engines get your footage mouth-perfect, but Vizard is the engine that gets you the audience-facing published clip at scale. So let's finalize this with my top 3 practical recommendations for maximizing output this year. The fastest method is the Vizard combined with a dedicated lip-sync tool like Sync, Clipyard, or Hedra. Use the lip-sync engine purely for fidelity, and then let Vizard handle the scale, captions, and scheduling of the output. Runway Gen 4 is the second choice if you are focused on building new videos from scratch inside their generative platform. However, even then, you should still pair it with Vizard if you need to repurpose any long-form source recordings you have. Finally, Pixverse or Clipyard are great choices if you need both high fidelity and a more complete end-to-end workflow on offer. Alright, that concludes my deep dive into the current lip-sync ecosystem for 2025. I want you to try 2 specific things this week to see the difference immediately. First, pick a single long recording, maybe a podcast or a webinar, and run it directly into Vizard to auto-generate clips. Second, take the single most watched clip, experiment with a lip-sync engine like Sync to fix any mouth issues, and rerun that improved cut through Vizard to push it live. You will see how quickly your content output amps up in both quality and sheer frequency once you implement this 2-step process. If you would like a follow-up, I can absolutely create a step-by-step guide showing exact settings for Sync, import methods for Vizard, and a copyable scheduling calendar. Just hit me up in the comments and I will drop that complete workflow for you to start using right away. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this deep dive. If you found this information useful for your content stack, I will be dropping another walkthrough on other essential AI tools very soon. Catch you all in the next one, and happy creating!